Did you know that your gut is your body's main control center? And when it's out of place, not only will it cause stomach issues, but it can impact your mood, skin, immune system, as well as your overall energy. So if you've been feeling off and can't figure out why, stay tuned. I'm about to tell you some of the signs and symptoms of poor gut health that I see as a naturopathic doctor with a clinical focus in gut health. A common sign of poor gut health is gas and bloating, and this could be caused by a variety of variables, including food sensitivities and food allergies. Because if you are being exposed to foods that don't agree with your digestive system, it can manifest as uncomfortable symptoms like gas and bloating. And in my clinical practice, the top foods that I see are food triggers include dairy, gluten, eggs, soy, as well as nuts for some, and sugar. And so it is very important to avoid these foods if you're experiencing any uncomfortable digestive symptoms in order for the digestive system to calm down and regulate itself. Another variable that can contribute to uncomfortable digestive symptoms like gas and bloating are low stomach acid levels as well as low digestive enzyme levels, because these are both crucial for breaking down and digesting foods. And if we're not producing adequate stomach acid or digestive enzymes, we're not going to properly break down these foods and may experience uncomfortable digestive symptoms. And this is why it is very important to avoid eating in a rush, chew your food very well, ideally 30 times before swallowing, and to minimize fluid intake with meals. Because when we drink fluids with meals, we're diluting that precious acid in our stomach, and this could result in uncomfortable digestive symptoms like gas and bloating. So avoid eating in a rush, do your best to chew your food very well, and limit fluids to sips, and aim to drink fluids at least 30 minutes away from your meals. Another factor that can contribute to poor gut health and symptoms like gas and bloating is bacterial overgrowth in the gut, or candida overgrowth in the gut. This is because the gut has millions and millions of microbes in it, which must be balanced. And when the bacteria in the gut overgrows, this can manifest as uncomfortable digestive symptoms like gas and bloating. And why it is very important to pay attention to the internal bacterial environment we have by avoiding highly processed foods, which can cause an overgrowth of some of the bad bacteria in the gut that can result in uncomfortable digestive symptoms. Another factor that can contribute to symptoms like gas and bloating is poor motility or constipation. Motility simply refers to the movement of food through the digestive tract, and if the food isn't moving through at a regular speed, this can result in symptoms like constipation. And having regular bowel movements is crucial for having healthy gut function. And if we're not having daily bowel movements, this can result in uncomfortable symptoms like gas and bloating. Whether this is having too many bowel movements or too infrequent bowel movements, ensuring that we're having daily bowel movements and the consistency of bowel movements is like a soft serve ice cream or snake is crucial for healthy digestive function, because our bowel movements are ultimately a report card of our digestive tract. And the consistency of the bowel movements is also very important for optimal gut function, because if the bowels are unformed or loose or hard and small, these are signs that there's something going on in the digestive tract and it should be investigated. Also, if there's anything in the bowel like undigested food, blood, or mucus, these are also signs that there's something going on in the digestive tract. If there's mucus in the stool, chances are fats are not being absorbed very well. And if there's undigested food in the stool, chances are there are signs of malabsorption. And of course, blood, that is also a concerning thing that you may want to follow up with your doctor. Heartburn and GERD are another sign of poor gut health. Heartburn refers to that burning sensation that you may experience in your chest. It's a feeling like there's acid rising up into our throat. And this is often a sign that there's something going on in the stomach, whether there's too much acid being produced or too little acid being produced, both of which can contribute to uncomfortable digestive symptoms like heartburn and GERD and should be investigated. This is where acid blockers come in, which are often overprescribed to many. Acid blockers simply work on suppressing that acid in the stomach to minimize burning, and heartburn. But that doesn't really get to the root of the problem. In fact, acid blockers should only be used in the short term because they cause significant nutrient deficiencies like B12, iron, and magnesium in the long run. And unfortunately, they are being overprescribed and used for too long by many people, and this is simply a band-aid on the issue, and it is not getting to the root cause of what is causing the heartburn and the GERD. Heartburn and GERD are often a result of experiencing too much stress. And so if you're experiencing these symptoms, very important to pay attention to your stress levels. And of course, stress is inevitable. We can't always avoid it, but it's important for us to engage in things that increase our body's resilience to stress. Spending time in nature, spending time with loved ones, reducing how much time we're on our cell phones, watching the news. And so these are simple steps that you could take to regulate your body's stress levels, which can help with symptoms like heartburn and GERD. A surprising sign of poor gut health is fatigue. This is because if our gut is not working well, chances are we're not absorbing key nutrients like vitamin B12, antioxidants, vitamin D, iron. These nutrients are crucial for our energy levels. And if there's something going on in the gut, especially if we're experiencing symptoms of gas and bloating, chances are we're not absorbing these nutrients very well. And that's the main function of the digestive tract, to ensure that we're absorbing the good quality foods that we're eating. Because at the end of the day, it's not what you eat, but it's what you absorb, and ensuring optimal digestion and absorption of these key nutrients is crucial for overall health. Another reason that poor gut health can result in low energy levels is because if our gut is not working very well, chances are we're not detoxifying very well. And if we're simply recirculating toxins in our body and not properly eliminating them, chances are that's going to impact our energy, our mood, our hormones, our liver, and so much more. And what's important to keep in mind is that the main way we eliminate toxins from our body is through the bowel movements. So if we're not having regular bowel movements, chances are we're not detoxifying very well, and this can impact your energy levels and so much more. Frequent illnesses and allergies can also be a sign of poor gut health. This is because 70% of our immune system lies behind the walls of the digestive tract. So if our gut's not happy, chances are our immune system will not be happy, because there's constant crosstalk happening from the gut and the immune system. And so it's very important for us to pay attention to gut health if we're experiencing symptoms like allergies and frequent illnesses. And as I mentioned before, if our gut is not working well and we're not absorbing these key nutrients, that's going to impact our immune function as well. But also, if we're being exposed to foods that don't agree with our immune system and cause uncomfortable digestive symptoms, and these are usually dairy, gluten, sugar, these processed foods, that could stimulate our immune system, dysregulate it, which can manifest as symptoms like allergies. Mood changes are another surprising sign of poor gut health. And this is because most of the feel-good neurotransmitters that we make, serotonin, are made in the gut. And if our gut is not happy, is not balanced, chances are our serotonin production will be impacted. And so it's very important for us to focus on gut health when it comes to addressing and balancing mental health, because these key neurotransmitters that are so important in how we feel are made in the gut. And if the gut is dysregulated, chances are our neurotransmitter production is impacted in a negative way. Another way our gut impacts our mood and mental health is through the gut-brain axis. The gut-brain axis is a connection from the gut to the brain, which is a bi-directional communication system, meaning there's information from the brain that's going down to the gut, as well as there's information from the gut going up to the brain. In fact, we have billions and billions of bacteria in their gut that are constantly sending information up to our brain. And this is why the gut is often referred to as the second brain. So if you're experiencing any mood challenges like anxiety, depression, irritability, it's very important to pay attention to what's going on in the gut to optimize the gut-brain axis. So what should you do if some of these signs and symptoms sound familiar to you? Well, you could start by implementing some of the foundational strategies that I mentioned, like making sure you're chewing your food well, avoiding fluids with meals, avoiding eating in a rush and taking your time eating. And then from there, you could start by avoiding some of those top food triggers that are not very good for the gut, the gluten, dairy, processed food, sugar, and maybe eggs. And at that point, if you're still experiencing uncomfortable gut symptoms, you may want to seek professional help and consider working with a naturopathic doctor to personalize a treatment plan to you so you could uncover the root cause of your digestive symptoms and put in a personalized plan to get you to optimal health. And if you like this video and want to learn more on how you can support your gut health, be sure to subscribe to my channel as I have lots of more exciting content coming your way.